it concerned me because I started realizing that it really didn't seem like he could control himself. It felt like he couldn't. So at that point, I was like, we've been kind of watching him for ADHD anyway. Let me go ahead and look into it. As I'm doing the research for my son, I start feeling like the internet's making fun of me because literally everything I'm finding is also describing me. I am not what they would call the hyperactive type. I'm inattentive. But at the same time, a lot of the things that they were bringing up for adulthood very much matched me. Actually, when I first took my medication, they always do what's called titrating a dose. So they tend to give you the lowest dose possible first because they want to see if you can handle it. And they also want to see maybe if that lowest dose is enough.
Right.
And I at first was like, nothing's happening. Because in my mind, I thought, oh, this medication is going to make me like energetic and I'm going to be all over the place. And I felt so normal that I was like, nothing's happening. Nothing's changed. I don't like this stuff's not working. And it wasn't until I realized that I had thought to put the dishes away and I got up to put the dishes away. And I had thought, to go make lunch. And I got up and I made lunch. That I started to realize, oh, it is changing something. It's just not changing me in the way that I want it to, right?
Yeah.
And I still have the post somewhere because I posted on Facebook because I needed to put it somewhere. The second day that I was on medication, I cried. And I cried because I had the energy throughout the day to take my kids to the library and still come back and do some of the house chores I wanted to do. And it was my night to make dinner and I had the energy to make dinner. I was doing everything that my brain wanted to do without having to force myself or push myself. And it was an amazing feeling. I know what it feels like to grow up ashamed of the brain that you have and to constantly be told that the brain that you have is wrong or bad or lazy. And I kind of wanted to do my part to change that. Great. I have a working theory myself that ADHD will eventually no longer be considered a disorder, that it's going to eventually be considered just one type of brain type, like when we say right-brained or left-brained, and we're going to consider ADHD instead of a disorder, some brain type, because so many people are finding out that they have it. And it's like the numbers are spiking so fast that it just honestly suggests that there's just this group of kids that went to school that just thought differently and we didn't allow for that. And I feel like the only way that that's going to change is when that becomes obvious.
When you mention all of your interests, right? Like you're an artist, a painter, all these things, creative type, and that initial feeling back when you became a mom of all of a sudden, like that was the only piece of you that seemed to matter. And I say I hesitate to bring it up because now I'm highlighting it and I'm like, you know what I mean?
I mean, I am still a mom. It is
No,
still
I know, but
fine.
I bring it up because I relate to that so much. And I think that so often, we're shamed for that. And I don't know, I just I'm recently just like grappling with I love my kids, but they're not enough.
No, they're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be. I'm kind of going back in time now. I used to talk about this all the time. But listen, anybody out there who is a parent, your kids are your world. They're not your universe. That is that you are not supposed to just be living your entire life for your kids. That's not fair to them. It's not fair to you. And honestly, if they grow up to be parents and they think that they have to live a life built around their kids too, you're just continuing the damage. So I understand that. And all I can tell you, okay, is first off, stop saying I love my kids, but we know you do, okay? Because I can tell you right now, if you didn't love them, you wouldn't be catching their puke in your hands. You love them. We know this. You don't have to preface it. That's the first thing. Second off, okay? Guys and girls and everything in between. I'm telling you right now, I understand that struggle of, but don't good parents do this? Don't good parents do that? Good parents worry about being good parents. So if you're worrying about being a good parent and you're trying to do everything for your kids that you possibly can, you're already a good parent. So stop worrying about being a good parent to your kids and worry about being a good parent to yourself. Okay?